Hi everybody, I hope you are doing well. I prepared a video today about a sequence that I'm using frequently and I received some comments about that, so I decided to make it clear with that video. So today is about Link's poking game with while standing 2 and RDS down +2. We will also see the alternative you have, making it a very powerful sequence. So to be honest, when you look at it in the training mode, it looks pretty weak actually. So don't be fooled by the animation, it can be pretty strong in a real match, if you want to poke, for example. It also allows you to fish some counter hits. As we will see, the alternatives you have are allowing you a lot of things. And you can see that you can use it against different characters, different players. It's very useful to get rid of the pressure of certain character, like Hwarang. And it definitely helps you to close a round, or even to get a promotion. If you are stuck in the green ranks or yellow ranks, it can definitely give you the little plus you need to get out of these ranks for good. The reason is that almost all the options your opponent has will not work to stop this string, and the very few options he has to stop it, even if he finds it, he will have a tough time to use it properly. For example, here at the very first hit of the match, he used his Power Crush to stop it, and you will see that he will not be able to face it. I will use only that string, and that's enough to kill him. And now look closely, even his Power Crush that he has been using before, it was working before. But then it's not working anymore because the timing needs to be very, very precise. I have to say that when I did that match, I was feeling very, very sorry for my opponent. It was a stupid match, but the point is that this tool is very difficult for your opponent to get rid of. Even so, he knows what you are going to do. So now we are going to watch closely the details of it. And for while standing 2, it's a I-13 move, -4 only on block, +7 on hit, for 17 damages, and lunge on counter hits. If you do not press forward or backward, meanwhile you're doing the while standing, you will end up in RDS, and -3 on RDS, you have to feel totally free to do everything. So of course you can attack, you can move, but we'll start to see what you can do with down +2. So down +2 is I-10, it high crushes, meaning that your opponent will need a mid or low I-14 maximum to stop it. If your opponent isn't aware of that, 90% of the commands he can input will not work to stop it. And if your opponents know how to stop it, he might know only 1 or 2 ways to stop it, which makes him or her highly predictable. There are mainly 2 things that will make the difference between an aggressive player and a masher. The first one would be to drop the juggle after the counter hit. To make sure it doesn't happen, you can go in the training mode, set up your opponent to do some jabs, and practice. Here is the juggle. I would advise you if there is no wall, and so if you do not have to do a wall carry. For 3 additional damages you also have this juggle, which is a bit more complicated but still easily doable. And if you want a proper wall carry, you have this one. One of the main possibilities for your opponent that you will frequently see online is to do low or a down 2. But as you can see here, it's pretty dangerous because the timing is quite tight. Moreover, should your opponent use it properly and be able to have the proper timing for that, Ling has the proper tool to deal with it. The fact is that RDS is probably the most complete stance in the game. So not only it would allow you to do a up forward 4 to get a full juggle, but you can also do a low parry from RDS. Both options are acceptable since her parry is very powerful, but you might prefer still the up forward 4 since it also launches people that are just crouching, and we'll see that later. Something else very important in that game is to always do a risk-reward analysis, and here clearly you can see that if your opponent is using his down 4 properly, which might not be the case, but if he is doing it properly, he will get maybe 10 damages out of it. Now, if you have a good read on that, and you are using your up forward 4 properly, you can get more than 70 damages out of it. So you would need a good wall splat and a proper wall combo also, but clearly the risk reward is in your advantage in that case. Even if your opponent is blocking the RDS up forward 4 properly and punishing it properly, he will never get that much damages. But here again the main point is that you will see with experience that you can have a proper read on your opponent, and this is the most important point in a fighting game. It's a mind game first. So now let's move on to the next tool your opponent could use, and this is the hop kick. So most characters can do it, not all of them, but almost all of them. And as you can see, Ling has more or less 56 damages that you can get out of it. And this is how you can deal with it, with a simple 2, which allows you to have a proper wall carry, then wall splat and wall combo. I wouldn't say that you have an advantage regarding the risk reward, but still, keep in mind that in most of the case you will be able to have a perfect read on your opponent. Now, if you are in RDS and you are trying to intercept a hop kick, so basically you are spamming 2, 2, 2, your opponent might stop it with a simple jab, and this will affect your ability to read your opponent. However, it will also shift the risk reward in your favor. In fact, your opponent might be able to deal 20-25 damages points with a jab, but you can do much more than that with a good read. The Kali roll would also work if your opponent is just ducking, however RDS 4 might be better for that. And should they deal with it with a low, you already know what to do, since we saw it for RDS down +2, it's exactly the same. You can do upward 4 or you can do a low parry. So I guess you got the picture. Ling Xiaoyu has a strong poking game with this while standing 2 down +2, and out of it you also have excellent possibilities to deal with any action that your opponent can do. There are many possibilities as well that we didn't discuss so far. Generally speaking, if your opponent is capable of launching you, you just need to turn back and launch finish. It is not possible to see all the possibilities of all the characters in one video. However, you can be sure that you know now how to deal with 99% of what you will experience online. I hope that this video will help you to improve your poking game with Ling. Leave a comment if you have a question, and subscribe for some more Ling videos.